Hey everybody, it's David from rarebird101.com. I thought it might be fun to do a blind tasting today of something that's very popular right now, Master's Keep 1. It's hard to find, a lot of people want it, but how does it fare against other wild turkey expressions? So what I've done is I've got a blind flight set up here. It's 3 Kentucky Spirits versus Master's Keep 1. But I've got a little bit of variety here, so let me show you what that is. In this blind lineup, I don't know the order. I have a 2021 Binny's Beverage Depot selection from RICKHOUSE K. I've also got this Travel Retail Kentucky Spirit from last year from RICKHOUSE A. And this is a liter bottle, pretty hefty. Finally, the last one up against Master's Keep 1 is this Fantail from 2016. It's a RICKHOUSE G. It's not a private selection, just something that was found at a store. Pretty damn good. And it's RICKHOUSE G, which, you might recall Master's Keep 1 had a secondary maturation in RICKHOUSE G. Without further ado, let's dive in. I've got the 4 here. I don't know what's what, so I'm just going to start with what I'm going to call Glass A. A lot of vanilla and toffee here, very typical of wild turkey. Getting some citrus and some honey. Very own profile for wild turkey, I'd say. This is Glass B. This definitely has a richer caramel note. The baking spice is a little darker. I'm not getting as much citrus as I did on Glass A. Moving on to Glass C. Oh, that's interesting. I'm getting like a creme brulee. I'm getting some flame notes. More oak char. And some leather. Still getting the vanilla and caramel that you'll find typically in wild turkey. Okay, moving to D. D seems more similar to C than it does A and B. Although I'm getting like an apple peel and maybe a dark citrus there, more of a hint of citrus, but definitely getting some apple. Caramel apple, candy apple. Of course, vanilla, caramel, toffee. Okay, let's give them a taste and see how they progress. Going with A. Okay. The vanilla's kind of got a little bit of a sharp sweetness. And there's some, what I call some tea, maybe like some herbal tea, red zinger tea. Nice sweet finish. All right, going to B. Wow. Now that's much richer in flavor than A. Getting some tobacco, some leather, good bit of oak char. Good bit of oak char. And the finish is just, wow. That's one hell of a finish. It just keeps going. Peppery spice. Maybe some like toasted brown sugar. I'm thinking that's Master's Keep 1, but let me keep moving on here. Just to see. Wow. That has a lovely taste. Getting like of course you have the vanilla caramel, but I'm getting like a cherry vanilla, almost like a tinge of honey maple. And that's a note I typically find in more of the classic era wild turkeys. Very nice. Move to D. Well, I thought C had won it, but this one has a nice kind of candy-like profile. Confectionery. Of course, typical vanilla caramel, but this is like some honey buns, like a pastry that's been frosted. And the finish is sweet, but with an offsetting pepper note. And if I had to put in order just this first run around, I'm pretty confident A would be last. B, C, and D, it's going to be tough. I'm going to have to go between these three. So I'm going to pull A out and set it aside and narrow these three down. So let's start with B. Very dark, very rich. But there's this corn note in here. If it's Master's Keep 1, I'm going to be kind of surprised because it's coming across a little bit corny. But there's a lot of oak char and a very long finish. It's a good pour. I just, I haven't received this corn note in a tasting of Master's Keep 1. So if that's what this turns out to be, I'm going to be kind of surprised. Let's go to C. Wow. It's just got it's so well balanced. This is like what wild turkey should be. You know, if every Kentucky Spirit were like this, I'd be happy. Very just core turkey profile, the caramel, vanilla, baking spice, hints of citrus, apple. Yeah, that might be the number one here. Yep, that's good. And moving on to D. Okay, so I'm finding more similarities now in this glass D, similar to what I found in glass B. Of course, I had assumed that B is Masters Keep 1. I'm not so sure about that now. So C is probably going to be my favorite, but let me taste it one more time. Yeah, there's just something about C. It just has this balanced quality to it. A lot of core bourbon notes, sweet fruit. It's good. Coming up with second place is going to be the difficult part. Let me have a swallow of water. Okay. All right. So I'm pretty confident that C is the winner here, but I'm going to put B and D up against one another, then retaste C. So let me start with B. It's very good, whatever it is. And now D. God, it's so tough. I think that B is inching out D, but we're talking about just a very, very small amount. On another day and another tasting, I'm not so sure that would be the same. These could be reversed. Okay, I'm gonna taste C one more time, just confirm it's my number one. In this tasting, C just has a very nice balance to it. All right, so we're gonna do an order of C being number one, B being number two, D being number three, and A being number four. And now it's time for the reveal. So let's see, what was glass? We'll go reverse order here. Glass A, which fell in last place, is the Kentucky Spirit A. That's the travel retail Kentucky Spirit I picked up. I mean, you know, I paid a premium for it to get it shipped to me from overseas. But if you found this, you know, out and about traveling, I think it's like $49 for a liter. And I mean, that's a no-brainer. So it came in last place here, but, you know, very happy with it otherwise. Okay. So that means that the third place was glass D. And that is the Kentucky Spirit G from 2016. This is a fantail bottle. So came in third place. How about that? I really like that bottle too. I was thinking that would be number one. Well, this has turned out to be a little bit of a surprise. Okay, so second place is glass B. This is the one that I suspected was Masters Keep 1. I'm not so sure about that now. But initially that was my impression, especially because of that long finish and the amount of char that it had. So let's see. Second place is Kentucky Spirit K. BINNY'S pick from 2021, this year, from RICKHOUSE K. This bottle here. BINNY'S Beverage Depot. So, good job, BINNY'S. It's second place, but just by a very, very, very small margin to, of course, the winner, Masters Keep 1. Wow. How about that? Okay, I can't tell you it's worth $200, but I can tell you in this competition against 3 quality Kentucky Spirits, it did a damn good job. I mean, it beat out a Fantail from G, it beat out the Travel Retail Exclusive, and then RICKHOUSE K is killing it in 2021 as far as I'm concerned. So to you know, hold that number one status, I have to commend Masters Keep 1 and Eddie Russell for for doing a great job with that release. Wow, okay. Well, I appreciate y'all tuning in for this blind tasting. It was a lot of fun. I hope to do more of these, but if you have any suggestions for future videos, put them in the comments below. Other than that, I appreciate you watching and take care. Cheers.